Hello, we're halfway through the week. It's Wednesday, the 12th of July. I'm going to use my Rider-Waite cards today. So let's see what they come out with. They usually have something quite interesting to say. Okay, that's the first one. And that's the second one. All right, so we've got the Knight of, wrong way around, Knight of Wands, and we've got the Two of Cups. Okay. Oh, just looking actually, I've never seen these two together, and the outfits they're wearing are quite similar, but they're, yeah, the Knight of Wands has got like kind of lizards or salamanders on his tunic to represent the kind of fiery animals that go with the astrological fire signs that obviously are represented by the Wand family. Okay. All right, what do we make of this then? Do you know, although this is a cup card, I'm really drawn to the red that is in, and the similarities that are in this Knight of Cups and this Two of Cups. We've got it's almost like we're looking at things that perhaps we wouldn't normally look at. So I'm drawn to the tunics, I'm drawn to the, I can't think of the name of it, but above the people there. Yeah, it seems like a lot of the symbolism, but I feel like this bit here as well in his helmet, which is kind of like the fire. I don't know, I just feel like there's a similarity here. There's something that is connecting these two, maybe you wouldn't normally associate with, yeah? So, okay, let's break it down then, because this... it's funny, sometimes when I see cards, I feel really connected, and then other times I just feel like completely lost and like, what are they actually trying to say? And that's not because I don't understand what these cards are, but I feel like sometimes there is a block that the cards are helping us work through. And I feel the challenge of trying to actually work through this today. So I feel like I feel like it's a clue that we have got to find our way somehow and work stuff out in our own minds. Now, when I'm looking at this card, we've got the horse in this picture. Yesterday, I think it was, we had energy cards, and we had the two horses and the action, about taking action. Now, there's no one that, you know, that takes action quite like the Knight of Wands. You can see the horse is charging ahead there, and there is a real fire and urgency in the way that he moves. So I feel that that is very much connected to yesterday's message. And I do feel that this is in some aspect the idea of the messenger of, right, if you didn't get it yesterday, here it is today. So I almost feel like this could be, oh, I don't know, like a letter or an email or a person or an event or something that very obviously gets plonked in your path to say, when we said take action, this is what we meant. So do look out for that. Obviously, with the Knight, with the Wands cards, I'm drawn here to the shoots that are coming out of this wand. They don't all have it. So obviously, again, I just feel like that's new starts and new opportunities, green shoots. It's things are starting to grow, things are starting to develop. And there is, again, a very traditional meaning for the Knight of Wands of travel and movement. And we talked about travel and going on a journey yesterday. So I really do feel like that is a bit of a theme. However, the confusion I'm sensing, that we're not quite there yet. Even though this guy's moving off, and we had those action cards and the lady with the suitcase and the journey, I just feel like there's an element that it's not quite, we're not quite ready ourselves to do it. And I wonder as well if that is where the Two of Cups is coming in. I almost feel like it's about maybe running it past somebody else or bouncing off of somebody else for ideas. Remember yesterday we had those two horses. One was black, one was white. And I said it's a bit like the Chariot, where you've got the positives and the negatives, the yin and the yang. I feel the message here. I know the Two of Cups tradition is about love and trust and relationships and tra-la-la-la-la, but I feel like this is about equality and balance and communication, which is something that I wouldn't normally say with the cups, because I feel like that's more of a kind of sword energy, or, you know, taking action obviously is the wand energies. But I just feel like this is understanding how the next step forward is going to really make you feel, and how it may impact other people around you. Because, you know, it's all very well when we have these messages, oh, you know, you've got to live your best life and you've got to do what's right for you, and you've got to follow your instincts and follow your path. And that is very much this Knight of Wands. But on a practical level, we can't just abandon certain people, can we? If you've got children that you look after, or elderly relatives, or even if they're not elderly, if they're just relatives that you spend a lot of time with, or, you know, it could be a commitment that you particularly have that you might not have as much time for. Perhaps you volunteer or something like that, but you really want to start doing something else and you won't have the time. I just feel it's like, you know, sometimes in life when you part ways or move on, but you do it in a really amicable way. I feel like that's what this cup is suggesting. And funnily enough, sometimes my guides put ridiculous songs in my head, and I'm now getting the Dolly Parton song, which is probably more famous because it was Whitney Houston in The Bodyguard, that I Will Always Love You. The reason I'm getting the Dolly Parton version is because she wrote that song when she was about to go off in a different part of her career, and she was just before she really found fame. But she worked with this guy who helped her up to the stage that she was at, but she kind of knew that she was going to be going on to sort of bigger and better things, and she wrote that song to say, well, thank you, I will always know what part you played in my life. It wasn't a romantic relationship, it was a platonic, it was a working relationship, but it was a kind of nod to, I need to go off and do my own thing now, but thank you, and I'll always love you for what you've done for me. And I feel like that's what this Two of Cups is about today. It's about, you know, not every ending in our life has got to be awful. Sometimes it is just a kind of parting of the ways and sharing a drink and thanking somebody. I'm feeling as well, obviously, my son just had his prom recently, and that was very much like that. You know, everybody that he shared a limo with, they're all going to go off in different directions, and he's not going to be at college with any of those people. And it was just it's a happy, sad kind of thing, but it's leaving relationships with that equality and respect that helps you on your way. Because I say, you do go off, but you tend to go full circle sometimes and meet back with people years later or in another part of your life. So I feel like there's a message here about ending stuff on good terms, if that is possible, before you go off and do whatever your next adventure is. So that's quite interesting. I feel like I've unblocked that message, and there was a part of me then that thought, oh, I don't know, am I too tired to try and work out what you're trying to say to me? But I think like normally, songs or film references that are downloaded from my spirit guide are the key to me actually working out what people are trying to say sometimes. So I hope that helped you, and I will be back again tomorrow with another card reading. So please do join me then. Have a lovely day. Bye for now.